was like a Super Bowl on steroids. This is something.
Yeah, I've been to WrestleMania. Nothing beats what I am experiencing tonight. Seagulls in my stomach, not butterflies. I can't wait to call Joshua versus Klitschko.
It is quite Wembley Stadium, 90,000, and this fight sold out in basically hours here in England. I'm telling you, the anticipation here at a sold-out Wembley Stadium, I said it earlier, it's palpable. We are just moments away from Anthony Joshua taking on Wladimir Klitschko for the IBF and WBA heavyweight titles. It's a unification bout to determine who's the best big man in the world. Like Boston Red Sox games in the United States, it's a tradition here in England that boxing fans sing the song Sweet Caroline, which means the fighters about to make their entrance to the ring for the main event. Let's join Sky Sports coverage from here at Wembley Stadium.
Now making his entrance to the ring, welcome the challenger, Dr. Steelhammer, Wladimir Klitschko! And now, coming to the ring, the defending world champion, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua, former world champion Wladimir Klitschko. It is time for our main event, a world title unification title fight. Let's go ringside. Here's Mo, Al, and Paulie with the call.
All right, BC, thank you very much. Two pillars of punishment about to throw down in this titanic confrontation. Al, take us through the tale of the tape.
Well, Anthony Joshua came in 10 full pounds just about heavier than Wladimir Klitschko. He may need that to push back if Klitschko is all over him, and as he tends to do. The other big age, 41 for Wladimir Klitschko, a lot older than Joshua.
Their respective national anthems. First, the national anthem for Ukraine, performed by the beautiful singing voice of Natalia Klitschko. Save the Queen, performed by X Factor champion and international recording artist, Louisa Johnson.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen, send her victorious, long to reign over us. God save our Queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Wembley Stadium and the main event of the evening. And it's all brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, together with Klitschko Management Group and K2 Promotions. This is 12 rounds of boxing for the unified WBA, IBF, IBO Heavyweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by McFit, William Hill, StubHub, and JD Sports. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, President Charles Giles. International Boxing Federation President Darryl Peoples. International Boxing Organization President Ed Levine. World Boxing Association President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. Timekeeper at the bell is Bob Edgeworth. The three judges scoring. From the United States, Don Trella. From Puerto Rico, Nelson Vasquez. From the United States, Stephen A. Weisheld. And your referee in charge of the action at the bell. From the United States, World Championship veteran David Fields. And now, the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring. And they are ready. So for the record-setting, sold-out 90,000 fans here at Wembley Stadium and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner with his trainer Jonathan Banks and wearing gray. His official weight, 17 stone, 2 pounds, 6 ounces, or 240.5 pounds. In 1996, he captured Olympic gold, and now his professional record stands at future Hall of Fame numbers, consisting of 68 fights, 64 victories, including 54 wins by knockout, with only 4 defeats. He ruled the heavyweight division for a decade, and tonight he seeks the return to championship glory. From Kiev, Ukraine, presenting the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, Dami Gospoda, Dr. Steelhammer, Wladimir Klitschko. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner with his trainer, Rob McCracken. He's wearing white and officially weighed in at 17 stone, 12 pounds, 2 ounces, or 250.1 pounds. He captured Olympic gold at the London Games in 2012 and captured the hearts of a nation. Now, as a professional, his record stands as a perfect one. 18 fights, 18 victories, 18 knockouts. From London, he is the heavyweight fighting pride of all England. He is the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
This box 12 rounds for the heavyweight championship of the world. I'm going to lose Joshua. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves galore.
A vociferous ocean of humanity here at Wembley Stadium. For this historic championship fight, Anthony Joshua has been running through his opponents like foreign water through a tourist. Wladimir Klitschko hopes to keep Father Time tied up in his hotel room closet. Referee David Fields of America, the bell, and round number 1.
Joshua did not move during the entire introduction. I don't know if he's going to be cold because it's not exactly warm in this stadium either. I'm curious to see how his usual fast start.
The challenger, Wladimir Klitschko, in the silver trunks. The champion, Anthony Joshua, in the white with gold.
It's been a long time since Wladimir Klitschko walked first and was introduced first. And we'll see how that feels to him. You know, already Joshua landing a nice right hand a moment ago.
And already there is a clinch, and David Fields, the American referee, a former sparring partner of marvelous Marvin Hagler, may be a prominent person in this fight if things get rough with that patented jab and grab of Klitschko.
And this is the first heavyweight championship fight Fields has done. He's only done 14 world championship championship fights. So yes, it's a challenge for him.
Joshua hasn't had to show a lot of boxing skills throughout his career, as he's had the power get him out of all the fights and dominate the fights. But against Klitschko, who's a tactical genius, Joshua may have to go back to his Olympic days where he won Olympic gold like Klitschko did and try to tactically gain the advantage and try to land the big shots.
Klitschko hoping to join his older brother Vitaly, as well as Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali, and Evander Holyfield as three-time heavyweight champions. Of course, Holyfield, the only man to win the heavyweight championship on 4 different occasions. Joshua flashing the jab. Klitschko known for a shotgun jab, one of the best jabs in boxing history.
Yeah, he throws 66% of his punches in fact.
Oh, there's a lift up to the body by Joshua.
Yeah, but it's not really landing. Klitschko actually doing a good job of changing the look, keeping in rhythm and keeping Joshua thinking, and lands a stiff jab there.
One of the ways Joshua might negate Vladimir's jab is with his own, and he has a very good jab. He lands a third of the jabs he throws, does Joshua.
Final minute of the first round. Both gladiators trying to establish their jab.
So Klitschko in a bit of a rhythm. He's trying to keep his body loose, in a bit of rhythm, so that disguises.
Right hand to the body by Joshua.
So that disguises when he throws his jab. Joshua a little bit of a more stationary target. He's trying to sit more on the shots.
There's a right hand over the top by Joshua that grazed off of Klitschko's head. And again, against Tyson Fury, Wladimir Klitschko was gun-shy, unable to pull the trigger, and thus far in the opening round, the power shot advantage belongs to Anthony Joshua. There's a jab by Klitschko that scored.
Klitschko threw only 19 punches per round against Fury.
The bell and round 2. Wladimir Klitschko fighting for just the second time in the United Kingdom as Klitschko lands the right hand in the opening seconds of the second stanza.
You see Klitschko just have to me, he just looks more overall relaxed. He's feinting, he's changing looks. Nice. Joshua comes up a little short of his offense.
Joshua beginning the feint.
Klitschko has a solid step back.
There's a nice jab by Joshua that scores.
The power punches in the last round you see, and Morrow talked about it, more thrown by Joshua and more landed by him.
Klitschko looking to join George Foreman as the only fighters to become heavyweight champion in their 40s. At the age of 41, 14 years the elder of the 27-year-old Anthony Joshua doubled up on the jab, but that right hand bounced off the shoulder of Klitschko.
And I like how Joshua adjusted that jab. He stepped in hard with it with 2 jabs. Closed that distance, and he's able to land a clean right hand like right there.
Coming up on the midpoint of round 2, Klitschko pawing at Joshua with the jab, avoiding that combination by Joshua.
You know, they did spar together for 20 rounds some time ago.
Yeah, that was to prepare Klitschko for what many believe was his finest performance against Kubet Pulev.
Yeah, and Joshua didn't try to push the envelope when he did that. He was respectful. But it's interesting. They now look like they're trying to figure each other out.
60 seconds left in the second.
I feel like Joshua's doing a better job this round of jabbing with Klitschko. You know, you can say you jab with a jabber.
Yes.
Don't hook with a hooker.
Of course, both of these guys could be hookers, right?
Klitschko feigning, trying to find his way in again. Joshua has the reach advantage. Very similar, both the same height. And that was what we thought coming into this fight, was that Joshua would be better prepared to maybe keep Klitschko from leaning in on him.
Probably not a lot of punches this fight.
Wladimir Klitschko has been loath to throw the right hand in recent fights. He did throw one. He paused with the jab, lands that nice right hand. Probably one of the main power punches Klitschko has landed. And in the keys, we pointed out that the 1-2 would be important. He did use the jab as kind of a rangefinder. And then later on in the round, it was Joshua's turn to land the right hand. He's been short with that punch for the most part, but that one got there.
Round three, we saw the replay. Klitschko landing that right cross. No less an authority than the late estimable Emanuel Stewart said it was the best right cross he has seen in boxing. Klitschko saying that Stewart, his late trainer, with him here in spirit tonight. It was Emanuel Stewart that reinvented Wladimir Klitschko as a fighter after he was stopped early in his career on more than one occasion.
Yeah, and Wladimir Klitschko pays homage to him for that. You know, it's loud here, and I know in between the rounds, in between even in the corners, it's a little tough to hear as we would normally hear.
I can't hear you, Al.
Yeah, exactly.
And Joshua coming a little bit closer as Klitschko steps back on his defense. If Joshua can just time that step back of Klitschko, man, he can land something clean.
There's the right uppercut that just missed by Joshua.
We said it in the keys, and when we asked Joshua, will you use the uppercut, he said 1,000,000% yes.
Joshua would love to turn it into an uppercut party here now in the clinch, and there he's attacking the body with the right hand.
And this is where the youth brings the heat. And you start to wonder if the old guy can adjust to the heat. The old guys like to use their veteran skills. They like to kill time, use their jab, use their tricks. But the young guys have the advantage that they bring the heat. And if Joshua brings enough heat, will Wladimir fade under the discomfort?
Klitschko coming off a career-long 17-month layoff and arguably one of the worst performances of his career. He landed just 52 punches in 12 rounds against Tyson Fury.
And the problem tonight so far is he has also been extremely inactive. Only thrown 43 punches in his whole fight, Klitschko. And that's just not going to get it done unless he lands
jab
one
lands
big
for
one.
Joshua.
And the jabs, you see the numbers. Joshua throwing more, and if he's going to throw more jabs than Klitschko, that's going to be very advantageous to him.
Klitschko more accurate early in the fight when it comes to the jab. Final minute of the third round. And now Joshua bounces that right hand off of Klitschko's arm.
Joshua's only been 7 rounds in his career, but if they fight at this pace, Anthony Joshua is in pretty good shape to go more rounds because he's not being pressed. He's been able to be economical with his punches.
The last time there was a major boxing event here at Wembley Stadium, 80,000 were on hand for Carl Froch's victory over George Groves in their rematch. That night in the preliminary portion of the card, Anthony Joshua scored a first-round knockout. There were a lot of empty seats for the prelim bout. What a difference 3 years makes.
Yeah. Joshua doing a good job now being first consistently. Wladimir, to me, looks like he's starting to get a little bit gun shy.
We said to take away the jab of a fighter like Klitschko, you jab yourself, and Joshua has a very good one. That one, I think Wladimir Klitschko really felt that punch, and it was thrown with conviction by Joshua. Jonathan Banks, the trainer, in there with Klitschko.
A student of the late Emmanuel Stewart. Also see the mayor of Kiev, Ukraine, his older brother Vitaly in the corner. Preeminent cutman Stitch Duran, who just gave his daughter away in marriage on the island of Crete.
Beautiful.
And speaking of beautiful, Al, look at this scene.
Yeah. They are waiting for a chance to erupt.
Oh, right hand. Best scoring punch of the fight by Klitschko.
In a second, that
backing up Joshua.
That's 3 rounds in a row. Klitschko starts the round with a sharp 1-2.
And there's some Greco-Roman wrestling, and immediately the referee admonishing Klitschko.
Klitschko's found a home for that right hand in this round, and we'll see if it had an impact on Joshua.
Saying that the boxing scene here in the UK is in fuego is a vast understatement. Currently 11 champions from the spiritual birthplace of the sweet science. And Anthony Joshua on the cusp of global superstardom as he lands a right hand.
Joshua's
Klitschko rolled with it.
Yeah, Joshua's pushing his right hand a little bit, though. He's not throwing it as cleanly and powerfully as we might
often get anxious there. He just walked right into a jab from Klitschko.
By far the best start of a round for Klitschko.
Joshua has only been past the 3rd round on 2 occasions, has never been past the 7th. And there, Joshua receiving a stern warning from the referee as he slipped in a right hand to the body on the break.
Wanted to leave a parting gift, Mo.
Of course, Klitschko would love to take this fight into deep waters and test the mettle, the conditioning of Anthony Joshua. Say what you will about Wladimir Klitschko, but at the age of 41 looks in phenomenal physical condition. And there's another right hand to the body by Joshua, who came in the heaviest of his burgeoning career. Final minute of the 4th. Right hand countered by Joshua, connects.
Sloppy right hand thrown by Klitschko. And he paid for it with that right hand.
Now just right there, a combination by Joshua. He has not thrown combinations in this fight, and he normally does.
You know what it is, Al? A lot of times Wladimir just steps right out of range when Joshua starts to throw, like right there. So to throw the combination on a moving target is a little bit more difficult.
Half a minute remaining in the 4th. High guard by Joshua momentarily on his back foot as Klitschko comes in. They clinch, and Joshua takes the opportunity to pepper him to the body with a couple of short rights. There's a stiff jab by Joshua.
Again, he paused with the jab. The left hand languishes by Joshua, and that's a very good Klitschko right hand. And whether it hurt him or not, he was able to get through that early part and come back later in the round. Now, in this case, it's Joshua just clipping the chin of Klitschko with the right hand. Didn't land solidly, and had it would have been a problem for Klitschko.
I actually thought it landed better. That punch practically missed.
The bell and round 5 here at Wembley Stadium. 90,000 in attendance, and Joshua pouring on the pressure early. Right uppercut on the inside. Catches Klitschko's trying desperately to hold on. And Anthony Joshua exploding out of the corner in round 5.
Klitschko's cut on the cheek. Nice hook by Joshua.
Klitschko is down for the 12th time in his career. And Klitschko finding out why they call Anthony Joshua the Watford Wallop.
So early in this round, he has so much time, Klitschko, to still try and survive.
The difference in this round was Joshua started the round fast this time. Usually it's Wladimir who's ready to come out shooting sharp 1-2s.
Left hook just misses. Klitschko trying to regain his faculties.
Klitschko showing heart though, man. He's trying to fight Joshua off. Bad cut above the eye now,
over
too.
the left eye of Klitschko, who's been cut numerous times in his career.
Klitschko landed a nice left hook a moment ago. That bought him some time and may have stunned Joshua for a moment. Yes, it did.
A minute and a half remaining in the 5th. The best action of the fight thus far, I'll say. Joshua avoids that sweeping left hook from Wladimir Klitschko.
Boy, give Klitschko credit. He came up and he is battling.
And he's coming back now, but Joshua doing a good job of avoiding the hook.
Fighting with a lot of heart, and you still don't know if Klitschko can last a couple more rounds.
Wow. Well, there's a left hook that lands for Klitschko.
Klitschko's landed.
Big right, too.
This has been the tale of
Klitschko.
two fights in 1 round, and now Klitschko's turn to go to work on Anthony Joshua. Just misses with a short right uppercut on the inside.
Guys,
Final minute of the 5th.
I think Joshua's a little tired. I don't think Joshua got kind of hurt there.
Right hand connects, left hook by Klitschko. Strong start by Joshua. Strong finish here by Wladimir Klitschko. Seconds left in what has been a fantastic 5th round. And I think you're right, Paulie. Anthony Joshua on the ropes, laboring.
I'm telling you, I think Joshua thought this fight was over when Wladimir went down, and he was not used to the assault that would come back from
Right
Wladimir.
uppercut, jacking the jaw of Joshua. Terrific stuff here in the 5th frame between Joshua and Klitschko. Good start by Joshua, better finish by Dr. Steelhammer. Finish by Dr. Steelhammer.
Early in the round, Wladimir Klitschko saw Joshua come out like a lion. That right hand bounced off his ear, stunned him momentarily, and it was the left hook that started to do the damage. He would mix in some uppercuts as well as we see Klitschko go down from, there's the nice uppercut on the inside. Klitschko in trouble. Big body work by Joshua. And Klitschko goes to the canvas. And Joshua feeling the moment. But
celebrating a little too much, perhaps.
Klitschko came back. And he came back using the right hand. He landed a big left hook that changed everything. And then Joshua got tired.
Look how clumsy Joshua looks coming forward. He was exhausted. He thought the fight was over, guys.
Yep.
I'm telling you, mentally, he was not ready for that assault that came back from Wladimir.
Fight is anything but over as we begin round number 6. And Klitschko appears to have some extra glide in his stride, but Joshua trying to keep him at bay, attacking the body, looking to make that investment, hoping that it will eventually pay dividends as they collide.
Big right by Klitschko. Remember the cut now over Klitschko's eye. You mentioned Stitch Korea.
Yeah, one of the best cut men in the business.
But that cut could play a role.
Man, Klitschko's whipping these left hooks right over the top of Joshua, man. If he gets one in there, those are the same left hooks that scored a few knockouts for him. Joshua spinning the mouthpiece out now. A punch did not land, so mind you, again, that's fatigue because he didn't get the mouthpiece knocked out of his mouth. He spit that out. We've never seen Joshua going late into fights, and we're getting there.
Well, he's never been past the 7th. This is round 6. Pine at Klitschko with the jab. Klitschko looking to parry and go over the top with the right.
Joshua's talking to him. Whether that's just false bravado remains to be seen.
The gulf in experience that exists between these two. Right hand, here goes Joshua for the first time in his career.
He's hurt, guys.
And Dr. Steelhammer living up to his sobriquet with that pulverizing punch.
Hopefully he knows how to hold.
Joshua.
He better know how to hold.
Both of them have been down in this fight. And we are nearing the midway point.
It was a 1-2 combination from Klitschko, the one we thought would be important.
Cuffing right hands by Wladimir Klitschko.
Joshua still doesn't have his legs completely under him.
Klitschko turned the tide in the second half of the 5th round and is now dictating the pace here in round 6, the final minute. Klitschko over Joshua on the ropes, but taking his time. And there's another clubbing right hand by Klitschko.
Character has to be shown in these kind of fights.
And Joshua graduated from the University of Adversity as an 18-year-old. Like so many boxers before him, faced a life of crime. The sport saved him. Joshua went down a minute 5 seconds into this round from a patented right hand from Klitschko. And one wonders, where was this Klitschko against Tyson Fury? He may not look like a new man now, but he looks like a reinvigorated one.
He expected, Joshua and everyone expected more punches. They got it. Wladimir Klitschko was able to use the jab and the straight right hand, the weapons that we know are his stock in trade. And that one hurt Joshua and would send him down. And that was pretty early in the round as well. A left hook for good measure. And Paulie talked about showing heart and showing poise. Joshua actually did in getting through this round when he was hurt so early.
This has turned into a great fight because both of these guys have now had to overcome adversity.
Yep.
Getting knocked down and getting through tough moments. And battling fatigue as we head into the later rounds.
These looks at this 1-2 combination, that is Klitschko at his best. When he does that, he can still be enormously effective.
Klitschko has been stopped 3 times in his career, has always bounced back. And here in this fight, he came up off the canvas and decked Anthony Joshua in the last round. How will Joshua respond here in round 7?
Joshua's leaving that left hand. He's pawing with the jab. It's staying out there and leaving the opportunity for a right hand to Klitschko right there.
Yeah,
Let's bring in our unofficial Showtime scorer, Steve Farhood.
Mo, rounds 1 through 4, obviously Joshua, he was the busier fighter. This fight started in round 5. I scored that round 10-9 despite the knockdown for Joshua. And obviously it's a very close fight now, but the momentum is all Klitschko.
Triple left hook by Klitschko there. Flashy combination.
Body language speaks volumes, doesn't it, Paulie?
Yeah, and then Klitschko also taking the real estate in the ring. He's being the boss in there. Joshua has, I think this round is still up for this fight is up for grabs at this moment. It's who takes control of these kind of moments that will start to take control in the later part of the fight.
And in this round, Joshua has thrown 7 punches only. So he's kind of in survival mode.
And he's also given up a lot of the real estate. He's backing up, and Klitschko's
Joshua trying to play mind games with Klitschko, talking to him. As Klitschko leads with that sweeping left hook that misses.
Yeah, but the mind games are this. The mind games are actually Klitschko taking control of the real estate and occupying the space every time Joshua gives up space. That's actually the mind game.
And it's obvious that he's winning the mind games because of the talk of Joshua.
It goes in your head. It's in your head that this guy's putting himself in your face constantly. So he's trying to talk to him and get him a little confused, but obviously Wladimir has a little bit of experience. It's going to take a landed shot for Joshua to get Klitschko's respect.
There's a jab by Klitschko that scores.
And remember, we don't know if Joshua can come back in the fight late because he's only been 7 rounds and he's headed toward no man's land.
So despite going down in this fight, Klitschko has definitely recovered and taken the fight away from Anthony Joshua, who has been down in this fight for the first time in his career.
Still talking.
Now, the one thing is, if Joshua can get himself together in these couple rounds, as he has and not
right hand to the body, left hook upstairs by Joshua, then of course evokes a loud response from the partisan crowd here at Wembley Stadium.
Klitschko is confident right now. Joshua's going to have to land something to take that confidence away.
And for the first time in his career, Anthony Joshua will see round number 8. So uncharted territory for 27-year-old Anthony Joshua as he begins the first round 8 of his career against a man chasing history in Wladimir Klitschko.
It's almost incumbent upon Joshua to attack, no matter what the consequences, to show Klitschko he can push him back. And see on the inside, Joshua wants to throw punches, he's not.
And Paulie, thus far, we have not seen the jab and grab that Klitschko is notorious for.
No, we haven't. He's actually used his jab very well and stepped back and, kind of may have Joshua coming up short a lot on his own offense.
And it's been an entertaining, competitive fight, Al.
Certainly has, and as we can see now, this fight tightening up as we would imagine unofficially on Steve's Farhood scorecard.
Ringside observers wondered, was it too late for the 41-year-old Klitschko? Was it too soon for the 27-year-old Joshua? Well, judging by the 90,000 fans here at Wembley, the time is just right.
Smart attempt by that left hook by Joshua there. Klitschko's movement to his right. Joshua attempted the left hook. It didn't land clean now, but it got Klitschko's attention. And it's a smart move because the guy's moving to the right. Cut him off with a hook instead of just cutting him off with your feet.
And there's Joshua attacking the body with a jab.
Yeah, better round for Joshua. He's getting himself back in this fight. We'll see if it continues.
Digging deep.
Yeah.
The ebb and flow of the sweet science, the pendulum of momentum. And there's the jab from Klitschko. Again, lands the jab on Joshua.
And according to show stats, Klitschko is landing 40% of his jabs in this fight, so he's gotten that going.
Well, when you think of jabs, you think of the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes, another great heavyweight champion, Lennox Lewis. But Wladimir Klitschko may arguably have one of the best jabs the sport has ever seen, Paulie.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's made a career out of it because he's gotten a lot of knockouts, but a lot of them have been set up because his jab has been so good throughout his career.
The early advantage that Joshua built in this round is fading away quickly.
Oh, there's another stiff jab by Klitschko. Joshua responded with a jab of his own.
Yeah, those are mouth busters.
Denters?
Yeah.
30 seconds left in the 8th.
You better have a good mouthpiece when you get one of those.
Give Stitch Duran some credit. He closed that cut and it has not reopened. Joshua's not been able to hit it.
Give these two warriors some credit as well, Al. It's been devoid of the clinch fest that a lot of people predicted.
They've made referee Fields tonight a little easier.
And now Joshua popping the jab, backing up. Klitschko holds his place. Round number 9, Klitschko comes out on the attack. Joshua trying to attack the body. There's a clinch and Fields immediately breaks them up.
That time, Joshua worked the body when Klitschko started to hold him. And he does it there again.
Yeah, he's trying to, but even if those body shots aren't tremendously effective, what they do is they let Wladimir know that he's not going to accept the clinch. Joshua's letting it's a mental thing. I'm not accepting clinching. I'm going to keep trying to work you.
Klitschko coming off back-to-back unanimous decision fights. One he lost, one he won against Brian Jennings. That's the first time in his career, though, that he's had back-to-back fights that go the distance. And the body shots, Joshua with the advantage.
Yeah, as we talked about, Joshua has landed more to the body. Not as many as he'd like, but there you see him going downstairs again.
Joshua just ate a stiff jab from Klitschko as well.
He'll crash your heads inside, too.
And the education continues, Paulie, for Anthony Joshua here in round 9.
Yeah, you find out a lot about yourself in fights like this. You know, find out, you always feel that you can dig deep, but when faced with the adversity, will you dig deep? And Joshua's found a lot about himself tonight in this kind of fight, and he's still trying to win the fight. So it's commendable. The fight's up in the air. He can still win the fight.
And remember, they signed a 2-fight contract, so this one's been a pretty interesting fight, depending on how it is down the stretch.
Well, at this stage, you would think it probably warrants a rematch, like you say, depending on what happens in the next couple of rounds. Both of them have been down. There's a nice right hand by Joshua.
That's the first really good power punch he's thrown in a while, and he's doing some very good body work.
Going to the body with the left hook. Final minute of the 9th round.
This is the first round in a while in this fight you can argue for Joshua may be winning.
Yeah.
Joshua defending his heavyweight title for the 3rd time. Vacant alphabet organization trinket also up for grabs. Titles that Wladimir Klitschko once ruled.
You know, Al, one of the things you mentioned was with Joshua doing better this round. It's also getting into the head of Wladimir Klitschko this way. You know, he lets Wladimir Klitschko know that, hey, man, I'm still live. I'm still here.
Wow, next cut by Joshua. And there is a mouse now that is quickly developing into a rat under the left eye of Wladimir Klitschko. Has a cut over the top, and there's a shoe shine by Joshua.
Good body work, and Klitschko trying to hold it. This is a round you can strongly make a case that Joshua won.
And it lets Klitschko know, listen, man, these last 9 minutes coming up are not going to be a picnic for you. I'm coming here to take this, to keep my title.
Well, two superstars going at it in the squared circle in the biggest heavyweight title fight since, well, many people believe since Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. A constellation of superstars on hand, including heavyweight royalty Evander Holyfield, the only man to win a heavyweight championship 4 times. Lennox Lewis, a former, an Olympic gold medalist and 3-time two-time heavyweight champ.
They shared the ring together a couple of times,
Yes.
didn't they? What a fascinating scenario heading into these final 3 rounds.
Round number 10. Paulie, what has impressed you the most about this fight as Joshua explodes with a 1-2?
Just the fact that both of these guys have shown mental stamina, mental strength. You know, it's one thing to know how to do it physically. You know when guys are at this level, they know how to do it physically. But from a mental standpoint, not everybody is the same. And both of these guys have had to show a lot of mental fortitude, a lot of mental strength to get to this point in the fight. And they're going to have to continue to show it these last 9 minutes because the fight is still up in the air. So both these guys have to be on point.
Well, thus far, Al, the death of Wladimir Klitschko's career has been greatly exaggerated.
Yes.
What a bounce-back performance here against a young, hungry lion in Anthony Joshua, who has also had to answer some tough questions in this fight.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw, both men have shown us a lot.
Good counter right hand over the top by Joshua.
First counter
Our
right hand.
unofficial score, Steve Farad, has it even.
First counter right hand I saw Joshua attempt there. He's had a good counter right hand, but Klitschko's jab has been so elusive, so rhythmic that it's been hard for him to get off that counter right hand until that point.
The Joshua jab has been more active in the last couple of rounds, and that's no good.
Joshua comes in with the left right. There is definitely renewed vigor and life in the glamour division of boxing, the heavyweight division. And the rise of young undefeated champions like we've talked about, but the old guard is not ready to be put out to pasture yet.
You know, we wondered, would either man fold if they were hit with a giant punch? They both were hit with giant punches. They both came back. Klitschko defying the question of age. Joshua the question of could he in fact take a big heavyweight punch?
Of course, Joshua starting his career with 18 straight knockouts, the record for a heavyweight champ. Deontay Wilder, who went 32-0 with 32 knockouts, the Bronze Bomber, in attendance tonight, watching with vested interest. He would love to unify the championships. He's a WBC champ, of course, down under in New Zealand. Joseph Parker, undefeated champion, also watching.
It's a very close round. That's there for the taking.
Good hit movement by Joshua. Comes back with a sweeping left hook. And now Klitschko, the veteran, trying to get away with some underhanded tactics. Literally there, Paulie.
Yeah, of course. A hard trick, especially at this point in the fight. The fatigue starts to set in. You try to get away with little things.
Oh, they clutch hands there. And I believe they... It seems like instant swelling over the left eye of Anthony Joshua. I might be mistaken, but that was a clash in the right cross by Klitschko at the bell.
That was a close round.
Well, we revisit rounds 5 and round 6, and first we will look at how Wladimir Klitschko was sent to the canvas. Joshua came out blazing in that round. Tremendous left hook. One of the best ones he's landed in this fight, and that punch has not been as evident as he would like, but it hurt Wladimir Klitschko. Klitschko would go down. Tremendous body work also by Joshua. At that moment, as you see Joshua moving back, maybe he celebrated what he thought was the end of this fight. It was not the end of this fight. In the next round, the jab and the straight right hand by Klitschko. And like Klitschko the round before him, Joshua was sent down pretty early in the round. He too had to survive a long time in the round, and he did.
The 27-year-old Joshua, victim of or guilty of premature celebration. Again, they hit heads. And the right hand by Joshua, left hook. Joshua has Klitschko holding on early in the championship round 11.
A big right by Klitschko started all this before the second right.
Joshua
leading with the left hook. Joshua landing that powerful right hand on Klitschko. Misses with that right hand. Klitschko avoids that right. We are in the championship rounds of this unification fight in the heavyweight division.
Joshua's right hand early in this round, and then the second right hand really changed the tenor of this round and maybe the fight. But Klitschko is hanging in there. Oh,
there's a short left hook by Joshua as Klitschko clinches.
He's got to find a way to keep Klitschko on the back foot, because if Klitschko gets back into a rhythm,
yes,
he can take control back of the round.
Easily.
Right uppercut, check the job, Klitschko, but he's still standing. Oh, big right uppercut, left hook, down goes Klitschko for the second time in the fight. Joshua just smoked Klitschko like a Monte Cristo, and he's on the verge here in the penultimate round. Oh, straight right hand. Klitschko trying to survive as it's an onslaught by Joshua. Down goes Klitschko again. And just like a famous local bridge, Klitschko now spending this fight falling down. Final minute of the 11th. It's all Anthony Joshua, but Paulie, he has to be careful.
Yes.
He doesn't punch himself out or put himself in the target of a right hand.
Yeah, he is, but right now, Klitschko, this is round 11. I don't know if Klitschko has anything left to even fight Joshua off.
Remember, no 3 knockdown. Well, it's over. It's over. Mamma mia, he's done it. Anthony Joshua defeats Wladimir Klitschko. AJ does it in style.
Great heart shown by both guys.
What a fight.
Humbling fight to watch. Tremendous heart shown by both guys. Tremendous character. And Anthony Joshua showed what a true champion is tonight.
Yeah, the heavyweight division has served up legendary battles like the Thrill in Manila, the Rumble in the Jungle. Tonight, Al, we witnessed the war at Wembley.
we saw two men who fought with skill, heart, and pride, and this crowd celebrating a British champion, as well they should.
Let's mark this night on the calendar. This might be the night the heavyweight division re-entered boxing's entertainment circle.
Yep, well put.
Well, you cannot spell Klitschko without KO, and what a knockout it was for Anthony Joshua, who answered every question tonight.
Yeah, he did, and Klitschko did not complain about the stoppage. You know, he was in the corner getting hit. He didn't complain. His corner didn't complain, and they were trying to protect him from maybe getting hurt.
And hats off to Wladimir Klitschko for a gutsy effort.
Absolutely, guys. You know, both good points by you guys. You know, you said something towards the end of the fight. You said Joshua has to be careful if Klitschko starts to get set for a big right hand. The problem was the old man in round 11. How much juice does he have left in the tank? Joshua could go for broke more in the late rounds.
Let's drink this in.
We look back at this last round in which Anthony Joshua, and I was going to say before this that the uppercut had been in mothballs for much of the fight. Not so much there, because he landed a huge uppercut. And amazingly, Klitschko stayed up at that point. I don't know how. The uppercut we knew was going to be a big weapon for Joshua. It emerged in round 11, and it emerged just in time for him. And how did Wladimir Klitschko even get up for that first knockdown? And then we would see that that uppercut again. Oh. Amazing fortitude by Klitschko.
Fortitude. And you know what? Sneaky move by Joshua. When he threw the hook, he kept his hand on top of Klitschko's head so that he couldn't come up from the uppercut. A little Lennox Lewis there.
Yes,
Lennox Lewis move. Lennox used to love doing that.
Absolutely. And the body work. Yes, because
that left hand.
And I'll tell you something else about that body work. Forget about the fact that sometimes the body work fatigues you. The body work also takes the opponent's attention away from his head. You start to think, oh, body, I gotta watch the body, I gotta watch the body, I gotta watch the body. body, and all of a sudden you get surprised with a big headshot.
Wow.
So the body work by Joshua had a lot to do with this finish as well, I feel.
And that was the next knockdown, and that too was punctuated by really good work by the uppercuts. And then after that knockout, it would be Joshua blasting him against the ropes. Again, the uppercut becomes an important weapon, and there, that would be that knockdown as we saw Klitschko go down for the second time in this fight. And Anthony Joshua, or the second time in the round, I should say, third time in the fight. And Anthony Joshua showing a renewed energy. Remember how tired he looked in round 6? It looked like he couldn't go another round.
When you're a young man, you find that energy fast.
27, it works, doesn't it? And what's also interesting about this is the way Joshua varied his attack. You know, he went to the body, he threw all kinds of different punches, and that's where Fields stopped the fight appropriately, because Klitschko looked like he could have been in big trouble.
And our friends at Sky Sports just emptying the bag, showing us every replay from every angle. It's to the delight of the 90,000 fans here at Wembley Stadium. 19 fights, 19 knockouts, 90,000 enjoying the AJKO show.
But this one showed us what a champion Joshua is. He had to show character. He had to show skill. He had to show stamina. And he had to show the killer instinct in the late rounds when you get kind of tired and you got to summon it from somewhere.
And remember, Al, Joshua said in the press conference, it's not complicated. I'm showing up to win. And here's a guy who already has a veritable cornucopia of endorsements. He is a bona fide rock star here in Britain, a national hero, winning the Olympic gold in London in 2012. He is now ready to take on literally the world. And I can't wait to see him play his craft in America.
And
Look at that.
And he's an entertaining heavyweight, guys.
Man.
An entertaining heavyweight. We haven't had one heavyweight.
Klitschko was an entertaining heavyweight tonight.
Absolutely.
Yes,
an entertaining fight tonight.
Wow, you could not, if you're a fan of the British boxing scene, ask for a better night. The coronation now official for Anthony Joshua.
A fight that was worthy of this stage.
And there is so much youth in this heavyweight division, led by Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Joseph Parker. Let's not forget Tyson Fury if he comes back. Let's go to Michael Buffer to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Wembley Stadium, London, England, we have witnessed one of the great heavyweight championship contests in recent memory. The end comes as referee David Fields calls a halt to the bout at 2 minutes, 25 seconds of round number 11. The winner, now the unified champion, still the reigning and defending IBF heavyweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of all England, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua said he was going to go for the knockout. He says you either crumble or rise to the occasion. He conditioned his mind talking about it, visualizing it. Tonight, in front of 90,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, Anthony Joshua made it a reality. Some interesting post-fight interviews coming your way. A new era in the heavyweight division, and perhaps the end of the Klitschko era.
Yeah, and that's sport. That is not just sports, that is a specialty boxing.
And if Wladimir Klitschko does go out on this note, all due respect to him.
Well, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, you guys. Made 18 consecutive successful heavyweight title defenses in his second reign, just behind Larry Holmes and the legendary Joe Louis. For nearly 10 years, he held the heavyweight division in a stranglehold.
A look at the numbers here shows us that Klitschko very effective with his jab, landing it, but
19-0, 3.5 years in the game. As I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. And if you don't take part, you're gonna fail. So I want to give a massive shout out to my trainer from Finch ABC, all the trainers at GB Boxing, because from the ground up they developed me to now. I want to give a massive shout out to, I hope there's 90,000 people here already, to 90,000 people in the arena. And lastly, as boxing states, you leave your ego at the door and you respect your opponent. So a massive shout out to Wladimir Klitschko for taking part.
How much respect do you have for this man here?
Okay, I'm not gonna say too much because I don't know if he wants to come back and fight me again. But I got, in the terms of the Boxing Hall of Fame and the boxing arena, he's a role model in and out of the ring. And I got nothing but love and respect for anyone that steps in the ring, including Wladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, Jonathan Banks, Robert McCracken, Tony Sims, Max McCracken, Peter Sims, Seltzer, Freddie Cunningham, the list goes on. You can hear I'm a little bit emotional because I know I got doubters that think that I can't do this and do that, but I dig deep. It is what it is. As I said, if you don't take part, you're gonna fail. So just give it a go and you never know the outcome. London, Ukraine, Germany, thank you. I love you all. Thank you very much.
Anthony, break the fight down for us and how you thought it was going, including the knockdown in the 5th, and then you were down in the 6th.
Well, you know, this is boxing. I'm only going to improve. You know, like, look, sometimes you can be a phenomenal boxer, but boxing's about character. And when you go to the trenches, that's when you find out who you really are. In this small little ring here, there's nowhere to hide. And as I said from the get-go, it will be a boxing classic and the best man will win. That's all it is. There's no complications about boxing. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do it. Just give it a go. As I said, it's about character. Find what you believe in, what you're good at, and just give it a go and keep on digging, digging, and digging.
How deep did you have to dig in that fight?
It is what it is. You can see I come out and I won. That's how far I had to dig. I didn't go into a 12-round slugfest and struggle to beat Klitschko. I come back and I fought my heart out and I got him out of there. That's what I'm about. And Fury, Tyson Fury, where you at, baby? Come on, is that what you want to see? Come on, we're here, man. I enjoy fighting. I love fighting. Tyson Fury, I know he's been talking a lot and he wants to come back and compete. I want to give 90,000 people another chance to witness a lovely night of boxing. I just want to fight everyone, man. I'm really enjoying this right now. Holyfield, Lennox, Roy Jones Jr., the icons and legends at ringside, you're all my inspirations. I watched all of you lot growing up. Roy Jones, what's it? Can't Be Touched, Mr. Unstoppable. I listened to all of that, man. You're my inspiration, man, honestly. Thank you for coming out to a beautiful night of boxing. Can I go home now? Can I go home now?
Thank you. Let's have a word with Wladimir. Wladimir, commiserations. What went wrong tonight?
London.
I think you've made a few friends here.
I love you too, guys. I hope you enjoyed the fight. Both fighters were really giving its best. The best man won tonight, and it's an amazing event for boxing. Two gentlemen fought each other. I said gentlemen because boxing came from England. So truly two gentlemen fought each other. Anthony was better today than I. It's really sad that I didn't make it tonight. I was planning to do it. It didn't work. But all the respect to Anthony, congratulations. Love and respect to you guys, 90,000 people present. You're awesome. awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your support of the sport and of this fight.
What will you do next? Are you interested in a rematch?
Of course, we have it in the contract. I'm right now interested analyze what the heck has happened. So I did enjoy the night as well as you. I wish I could raise my hands instead of being someone that actually didn't make it and won the titles back. But congratulations to Anthony. He got up, he fought back, and he won the titles.
Commiserations. Thank you for staying and talking to us. Promoter Eddie Hearn is somewhere here. Eddie, that was one of the best heavyweight fights we've seen in decades. You look like you were enjoying it there at the end as well.
You don't need to hear from me. They don't want to hear to me. One of the best fights I've ever seen. Massive respect to both fighters. And thank you all so much for the support you've given Anthony Joshua on this journey so far. That's all you need to know.
Can you just clear up what might happen next? You're the promoter.
Listen, tonight's all about celebrating a great heavyweight fight and respecting two warriors of the sport.
How's your heart rate?
All over the gaff.
Thanks for talking to us.
Whether Klitschko said it.
Wow, a night that we can all celebrate being a part of the sport of boxing. A historic night here in the United Kingdom in front of 90,000 fans at Wembley Stadium, where Anthony Joshua officially coronated as the new standard bearer in the heavyweight division, calling out Tyson Fury, who has a claim after beating Wladimir Klitschko a year and a half ago. But let's look at the scores now at the time of the stoppage, the biggest win of Anthony Joshua's career. Two of the judges having it in favor of Joshua. Steve Weisfeld had it 95-93 for Klitschko. Let's bring in our unofficial Showtime score. Steve Horrid. Steve, how did you have it at the time of the stoppage?
Mo, there's no doubt it was a very close fight. I had Klitschko ahead 95-94. Joshua, obviously, with the rally late, was going to win on points if it went the distance. But interesting, the fifth round, which Joshua scored a knockdown, one judge scored it 10-9, as I did. Don Trella and Vasquez gave Joshua the first 5 rounds. So Joshua built a big lead. Klitschko obviously came back with the knockdown in round 6. All 3 judges scored that 10-8. And then it was really back and forth in the second half of the fight until that dramatic ending in round 11. Round 11.
Now these are the power punches, anything not a jab, round by round. And you can see what Steve was talking about in terms of the edge early for Joshua. And what's important too is in some cases there were 2 or 3 punches that made a monstrous difference. Round 6 was where the knockdown for Klitschko came. 5 was the knockdown for Joshua. We started to get the feeling this fight might be a classic when first in round 5, Joshua came out blazing and landed this superb left hook and would ultimately put Klitschko down, throwing body punches as Klitschko was going down. And early in the round, very early in the round, almost 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, and Joshua looking like this fight might be over, and maybe mentally, as Paulie pointed out, Joshua feeling that he had this fight in the bag. Not so quick. In round number 6, the 1-2 combination, Klitschko's signature combination, worked perfectly, and Joshua went down, and that would help set up the drama later.
Of course, the guys who called the fight, and man, what a night for the heavyweight division, and it said a lot about Anthony Joshua as a champion to really go down, get up off the mat. He was dead tired at the end of that 5th round, and then to close the show, especially in round 11, said a lot about him, Paulie.
Yeah, he's showing a lot of character, and these are the things you want to see in a young fighter. You know, having to overcome adversity. As I said during the fight, a lot of times you feel like, as you see that big uppercut at the end of the last round, you feel like you can't overcome overcome adversity. You know, when people talk to you about adversity, you're a young fighter, you feel like I'm hungry, I can do it. But then when you're faced with it, it's a different proposition altogether. In the moment, you know, the truth reveals itself in that boxing ring. And Joshua, the truth revealed about Joshua in that boxing ring during these moments, during this fight tonight. And then the killer finish at the end. You see another look at the killer finish. This is, see him go to the body there, and obviously at the end he's just whipping the attack overall just to try to finish Klitschko. This is the first knockdown in round 11. You see, he had hurt him already, and the fatigue obviously comes in for Klitschko as well. It's a lot harder to survive an onslaught when you're this hurt late in the fight because you're also tired. Then you see the second knockdown again. This is just a finishing routine, moving his hands well, mixing that straight shot in there good to set up the overhand shot, and obviously another big uppercut. That was in Al's Keys, by the way, so it played a big factor in tonight's action. And I thought the fight could have been stopped right there. Here's another look at this second knockdown. If David Fields would have stopped the fight after this knockdown, I don't think anybody would have complained. And here you see again, see that one jab kind of sets up the overhand right there in the midst of the exchange, and then the uppercut sets up the left hook, and one punch sets up the next punch.
And one of the interesting things about this, we saw the variety of punches that Anthony Joshua used. He is a fighter who has a lot in his arsenal, and this is where the fight would be stopped. He put Klitschko on the ropes. This is a ringside look to show you what Anthony Joshua, how he was able to stop the fight.
And you might say, oh, why doesn't Klitschko hold? Klitschko's always holding. He's too tired to hold. You know how difficult it is to hold a 250-pound guy when you're exhausted. You're just not going to be able to do it. Klitschko was exhausted. He was spent, and Joshua was able to finish him off.
But I'll tell you what, you got to give Wladimir Klitschko a lot of credit because it seemed like from the end of round 5 all the way up to round 10, he had the momentum and was fighting well.
But I want to bring something out. We talked about the St. Peter fight back in 2005 from Wladimir Klitschko. This is what age does to you.
Yeah.
Just a little bit short from 2005. He's able to get clipped and get hurt and get knocked out in the 11th round. If he's younger, maybe he's a little bit more juice, a little bit more bursts of offense, maybe he's able to win this fight.
I want to say something about Wladimir Klitschko as well. I feel, and it's a world we live in, what have you done for me lately? Now back-to-back losses, the future up in the air at the age of 41. I have a feeling that history will remember Wladimir Klitschko much more favorably than he is remembered right now.
I hope so, because he really deserves it. Regardless of what you felt about his excitement value, this is a guy that dominated the heavyweight division for over a decade, and that is a straight-up fact.
Well, stay with us. We'll have a lot more from here. In the meantime, here's what's coming up from Showtime tomorrow night. 2 of Showtime's original series are nearing their season finales, while boxing returns on back-to-back weekends in the month of May. International provides coverage of Gervonta Davis versus Liam Walsh. Davis emphatically announced his arrival on the championship stage when he floored and stopped belt holder Jose Pedraza.
Vicious right hand! Pedraza goes down!
In doing so, he became the youngest current American champion in boxing. Now he'll make the first defense of his title overseas against a challenger who, like Davis, is unbeaten. Walsh will have the crowd support, but the young and brash Davis is supremely confident and ready to defend his belt on foreign soil. Later that night on Showtime Championship Boxing, live from the recently opened MGM National Harbor, 126-pound champion Gary Russell Jr. makes his second title defense, this time against one of the most rugged and physical featherweights in the world, Oscar Escandón. Russell, who many say have the fastest fists in boxing,
There is that right hook!
will be fighting in his home state of Maryland for the first time as a professional. A win over Escandón will have Russell poised to unify the titles in the highly competitive featherweight division. The following Saturday, May 27th, Showtime Championship Boxing comes to you live from Bramall Lane in Sheffield. The soccer pitch will be transformed into a boxing venue as hometown hero and welterweight champion Kell Brook defends his title for the 4th time.
I've only got one question for Errol Spence. Are you ready?
Brooks, American challenger, has been called the most avoided man in the division.
And Spence puts him back down.
Oh, and he goes out. Undefeated, #1 contender Errol Spence Jr. has been demanding a crack at a title and is unfazed at the prospect of fighting in hostile territory.
Bring it, Kell.
It's a month of mayhem as our championship season continues on Showtime.
Lots ahead from Showtime Boxing as the hard-hitting action continues into June. You know, Saturday, June 3rd, Showtime Championship Boxing will present the return of WBC light heavyweight champion Adonis Stevenson in a rematch against Andrew Fonfar. It's live from Montreal, Canada, and it's presented by Premier Boxing Champions. Then Friday, June 9th, as part of the International Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekend, we head to upstate New York for Showbox. The new generation, 2 unbeaten super lightweights. Regis Prograis takes on Joel Diaz Jr. in the main event. Man, what a night it has been here at Wembley Stadium here in London. You know, Mo, we began the night talking about the future of the heavyweight division. Boy, we got a big